Some games find a special place for themselves, becoming classics and celebrated throughout the years. One such game was XCOM. Often credited with inspiring an entire new video game genre, many later titles would be heavily influenced. But there's nothing quite like an original. Phoenix Point then comes from developer Julian Golob, the creator of the XCOM series. Now, the title has been out for a few years, but the new Behemoth edition has now made its debut on consoles. It's available on both the PlayStation 4 as well as the Xbox One. The PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series meanwhile get 4K version with 60 frames per second. This video is sponsored by Snapshot Games, the developers of Phoenix Point. My plan for this video then is to give a brief rundown of what to expect from the game and then drop into a playthrough of one of the earlier missions. And for all the details on Phoenix Point, of course, do check out the link in the video description. Now, I don't want to show missions from too far into the game as it's quite heavily story driven, and new monsters and technology discoveries are something that I feel would be better for people to discover for themselves. Phoenix Point then sets itself in a world that has very much turned alien. An insidious plague spawned by a virus uncovered from melted ice in the polar caps has spread across the entire Earth. The Pandora virus mutates those it infects into strange and dangerous creatures. Civilization has fallen, and only a few havens stand in the way of complete loss of the human race. These havens form the various factions you can meet and interact with during the game. Through your time in Phoenix Point, you'll face numerous challenges that will either pit you against these havens or bring you into alliance with them. The potential rewards are vast and include access to new technology. The game itself plays out in the traditional XCOM fashion. Turn-based decisions lead into some very tactical gameplay. This is bolstered with the ability to upgrade your soldiers and customize them with a variety of weapons. The Behemoth edition of Phoenix Point then features the main game in addition to 4 DLCs which contain additional missions, maps, equipment, weapons and a few other things. Missions then play out across a map. We will see one of those in just a minute, but perhaps the most important part of the game is the world map. From here you can manage your base, which includes the ability to expand it. It's also the location from which to conduct research into new technology, manufacture new equipment, and train your soldiers. Additionally, sending out your aircraft around the globe to discover new locations, places to explore and fight the various ongoing threats is essentially the location and place from which to conduct your global campaign. So, let's take a look at one of those missions. As you can see here then, the objective of this mission is to get into a hangar bay and hopefully collect a new aircraft, an operational Manticore. So, as it says, if the Pandorans are to be trusted, this hangar contains a fully operational Manticore. What's more, it's armed for aerial battle. A pilot is waiting for us inside. We should reach it as soon as possible, avoiding any unnecessary engagement with the enemy. Now that might prove more difficult than you'd expect, so let's see how it goes. The Manticore then is right over the other side of the area here. This is clearly the hangar, and that's the evacuation point at the back of the hangar. So we've got to get our guys all the way over there. 6 in total, 6 troops. We're going to start with the sniper here, and I'm going to place them at an elevated position. This is how I normally start out with these sort of missions. I can't quite get them up to the top floor there, so we're going to have to go to the top of the first roof there. Yeah, it looks like that's the furthest we can go. So one thing you notice when it comes to moving around is the grid that comes up. See the yellow grid, the orange yellow grid? What that indicates to us is how far we can move and using up our action points beyond the capability to actually shoot. Now when we move over to and it does a pause there when the character sees something, they do a stop, giving you the opportunity to actually change your mind about what you want to do. Now, as you can see here, there is a blue outline as well. If you stay within that, you'll then have the ability to shoot as well, or alternatively, if you don't want to shoot, you can set up Overwatch, which is what I'm going to use here. Now, Overwatch works the same as it does in any of these type of games. Basically, the character will go into effectively a standby mode, and if any hostile moves within your cone radius of fire, they will shoot during the enemy's turn. So we're going to put Overwatch on in here as well. So what I want to do is set up a defensive perimeter around this building and then use the building as cover to get through to the other side there. That should pretty much get us halfway across this map, more or less. Now, that's easier to say than it is to do. Keep in mind that we can only see what our troops can see. So there could be some enemies around any corner here, or they could also actually spawn from any of the points, the skull-type points over the top right. You can see one right there. There's various ones dotted around on the map. There's another one over on the left as well. So hostiles can spawn in those locations as well, or come down from the roofs, approach from any corner, anywhere effectively that you can't see. So that's why I'm being very, very careful here. I'm just going to slowly move up a little bit at a time. Okay, so that's the end of our turn. This will give us a bit of an indication how things stand on this particular map, as it's now the Pandoran turn. And if there's anything nearby, we should get a bit of an indication as to what's going on. And there's one there. They're not going to approach us. They actually want to keep some distance. And I think that's probably because we're taking a bit of care in getting up to the other end of the map. But sometimes if you just run in, crazily without any care in the world, use up your full action points without any ability to defend yourself, then the hostiles will start running towards you rather than away from you. So they do seem to react fairly well to what's going on. Now, this is my sniper. I'm going to go to probably the blue square. I think I would like to have gone a bit further than that, but I'm going to go to the blue square because I can then set Overwatch. Overwatch with a sniper is particularly good because they've got a very good range and a lot of accuracy, although there were some trees in the way then there, and sometimes obstructions like that do cause a little bit of trouble. This is my heavy unit. I'm going to just a couple of steps up, keep Overwatch active just for the moment. And we can start shooting all guns blazing when we get a little further in. But yeah, we're going to go Overwatch there. So this heavy unit here got very powerful full automatic gun. Also got some pretty decent armour, so I don't mind too much them being out in the open there, because they can take a bit of punishment. This character, we can move all the way up, and now we're starting to get towards the outer door here. Once we do get out that building, once I get outside of the building, I want to take some cover behind those walls there, and we should start seeing some action at that particular point. Although, it's quite possible there could be action at any point here, but I'm trying to take some care to avoid that. This one, of course, these are tactical troops. This one is stand on the outside, so they're a bit more exposed than the others, but I think as long as we're a little bit careful there, we should be kind of okay. It really does depend on your approach. You can, of course, go all the way up and be halfway across the map by now if you'd gone to the full extent of your movement capabilities, but personally it feels a bit risky and a possibility that things could go very wrong. So now we've got another Pandoran there approaching, and then the other one with the shield we saw a moment ago. They're starting to come back. They're thinking about possibly attacking me. Right, so you can see that line going across from my sniper right across to the hostiles. What that's telling me is that they are actually in range of potentially being shot at. But before I shoot, I'm probably going to move my sniper closer to the edge of the wall there. But basically, any time you get those lines, it gives you a good indication that you've got some potential targets to take advantage of. Right, let's see what we can see. And as I mentioned early on, those trees are proving to be a bit of a problem, certainly giving the hostiles some cover there. Not too much of a problem. We'll set Overwatch there. If they come a little bit closer to the building, then we may be able to catch them.
Nothing's getting past me.
Let's see how far we can get. So it's still not quite outside the building yet, unfortunately. Gonna keep cover on these guys though, because we don't want them coming in those doorways. I think maybe next turn things are going to start heating up a little bit. Unless, of course, on the Pandoran turn in just a moment, they start coming down those stairs at the top of the screen, or from the left-hand side of the screen. We may potentially have some issues there. I think that dude, do we put him here or shall I move him way up? I'm playing it cautiously, you can tell. You can tell I'm being very cautious here. had a few problems going in guns blazing before, and I prefer to try and take it a little bit easier. But like I say, the options are there. Steady does it. Straight through the window. That's the quick way out. Alright, let's cover from that angle as well. So let's see what the Pandorans do this time. Are they going to come straight towards us, or are they a bit curious or cautious due to the care I'm taking? I'd like to know what that one's up to. They're trying to outflank us potentially. Come right around. If they're going to do that, it's going to take them quite a few moves to get there, I would have thought. Right, so some movement there. Some characters, perhaps we can hear the movement now. I know we couldn't see it, at least until they appeared. Yeah, they don't like it, the fact that I'm being so protective of my position, do they? They're very, very reluctant to approach too close. Right, let's see what we can see this time. With a sniper? Or maybe we're still keep protecting the other areas just for the moment. Okay. Right, now you can see the potential targets I've got here. We should be able to shoot someone this time. Right, this is where things get a bit interesting. Look at the reticule there. We've got 2 circles, an inner circle and an outer circle. 100% of your shots will go within the outer circle. 50% of your shots will go on the inner circle. So it's a good way to judge how many of your shots should hit your target. Basically, unlike XCOM, which used a dice roll to determine whether or not you could hit a target, so sometimes you could be right on top of a target and sometimes miss, even with a big, huge automatic cannon. It doesn't work that way in Phoenix Point. Instead, it's very, very much calculated. You can get a very, very good grasp of how likely your shot is to actually hit, purely based on the reticule and how much of your target is inside of that. So personally, I much prefer this, as it feels far less random and gives you a lot more options, tactically speaking, allowing you to plan your moves. So it seems the Pandorans, for the moment at least, are being equally as careful and equally as cautious as I am, doesn't it? Now if I go and stand right there, it could end up friendly firing if you put Overwatch on. The troops are fairly smart, but they will friendly fire if another one of your units is inside their cone of fire. So something you do have to be a bit careful of. Oh, the music is getting dramatic. Is something going to happen? There we go. Some first shots. That's done a decent amount of damage. And they're down. And this is why I like to set up the Overwatch. Very, very effective. And now you can see a lot of enemies coming from various different directions. We've got a fairly good position here. Not doing too bad. Fairly defensive. But what have we got? 4 hostiles left, I count. Maybe 5. Right, that one is not dead yet, but this one has taken a shot, and we've taken out anyone that's getting too close to us. Nice. Now, one thing the game does recommend is that you save fairly frequently, so I'm going to save here. Each turn can take quite a long time, each mission rather can take quite a long time, so if you don't want to backtrack too far in the event of things going dramatically wrong, then at least you've got a save place. Some people will prefer to save quite often, other people probably to use the save option less so, but it's there if you want it, giving you the choice as to how you want to actually play things through. Okay, so we can see that target. I'm going to try and take that shot, I think. Their claw is clipping through the window, unfortunately. You can see most of my shots there should fall within the circle. A few shots potentially outside of it, but worth taking the shot. So you can see we've caused a bleeding on that hostile. That means they will bleed every turn now until that is healed up. Because we didn't move, we got enough action points to take a second shot as well. Oh, very nearly killed them. Right, so the question is, do I use another troop? Are they close enough to finish them off, or do I put Overwatch down and wait for that troop to come toward me, the enemy to come toward me. I'm going to keep some cover there, though, because we know there's quite a few hostiles up in that direction. Getting a little bit worried about the right-hand side as well, because it's possible something could come from that direction. So, there we go. Unless something comes immediately from my right, we should be okay there. I'm going to take this guy around to the front of the fountain and try and finish this enemy off, I think.
Eyes peeled.
There we go. So, yeah, you can manually target or you can automatically target. You don't have to manually target. I much prefer the manual option. And there's that flying character there. So we're going to beware of that. I think we're nearly done here, are we? Yep, all done. Okay, so one's hiding and one's coming straight for us. Are they going to get across that area? You're not going to hit that tree. Yeah, the tree's in the way. That's one way to demolish a tree. Ouch. Okay, so that one got a little bit closer than I would like. Let's see what happens with the Myrmidon. I don't know how far these can actually travel. A good distance, and that's what happens when you leave a character exposed. But not too much damage, not for the moment. Actually quite okay. So now I'm going to see... No, the sniper actually can't see anyone. I'm going to leave them alone for the moment and finish these guys off, and then we'll decide what we're going to do with that sniper. Let's get rid of these first. Don't look like we can fully kill this one with the last shot. But close enough. Nope, we don't use the sniper yet. We want to get rid of this Myrmidon over here. And yeah, there's another one hiding in that building there. And there we go. Oh, pretty good. Right, let's start moving up closer to the hangar bay, I think. We are getting there. I'm actually going to place a cut in right here and get us a little bit closer to the hangar bay, because I'm very cautious, very much aware of the length of this video. So let's place a quick cut here, get us a little bit closer. Okay, so nothing too dramatic going on there. What we've done is moved up a little bit and set up a defensive position right here behind these walls. That one really doesn't want to die, does it? Okay, so my sniper, like always, I like to position in a good location. Unfortunately, they're not got enough action points to be able to shoot this turn, but we're going to get them up on the roof. Question is, do we go to the top roof or the... No, we can't get to the top roof, so just above the stairs I think is going to be a good position, or maybe over there on the corner. Okay, and we can then shoot next turn if needs be. Okay, we're going to need to take care of that Myrmidon. And the hangar, of course, is in that building immediately over the road from us. And if you look onto the top left of the building, immediately to the left, just above us right now, there's also another hostile, which may try and jump down on me in just a moment. Right, we got rid of that one. So, there it said -2 border points. They've lost a little bit of will, because obviously another character, one of their units has been killed. I can't quite see that one over there yet. So, yeah, I don't want that one to jump down behind us. So I'm going to set an overwatch up here. Yes, I'm aware my little green dude is in the field of fire there, but we're going to move him up and set up an overwatch here as well. So that character looks like it's floating a little bit. That's because they're actually on the second floor. I don't think they're going to jump down on us, but I'm going to be careful. And we'll set up another overwatch there, because I am absolutely sure that hostile up the top there is going to come down on me at any moment. Let's keep an eye on this building there, because I have no idea how many units are in there. It could be loads of them. It could be empty. But considering that there's a hangar in there, the vehicle, and as I thought, I knew you were going to do that. There, that's dealt with them. Okay, so getting closer to the building. This is where things are likely to start getting a little bit more hairy. Phoenix, I see you're getting close. More crabmen are approaching from all sides, so hurry up. I'm waiting for you inside the Manticore. So another potential recruit inside there. This is something that will happen throughout the game. You can get recruits from some of the havens I discussed at the beginning of the video. You can also get new recruits that you find during missions, assuming you complete the mission satisfactorily, of course. So one thing you'll notice on many of these missions is that they often have a tipping point where things become more critical and far more dangerous. For me, on this particular mission, it is trying to get into this building. We've got some hostiles coming from behind, and we still don't really know how many hostiles are inside that building. The moment I go through that door, it's a bit of a choke point. I could kind of try and outflank what's in the building there, but it's going to take far more turns than I really want to spend at this particular time, and I don't really want to single out my units. I prefer to try and keep them in a little bit of cover. So there's the options there. The other option could have been to go around to the current right side of that building and come in from the defensive perimeter there, where we've got some walls. But yeah, I'm going to take slightly more risky approach. Doors and corners. That's where they get you. Doors and corners. Okay. So there's one more left in there. Oh no, and one over to the left. I nearly missed that one. Can you see them hiding in the window there? Don't know if this character's actually going to be able to shoot that because that glass in the way. I think we've got him. Did we get him? Yep, that's good. Let's see if we can finish him off this turn. Right in the back of the head there. Or maybe just in the back. No, right in the head. I think that's a good spot. No, you missed. How on earth did that happen? Is that because the animation played out and the character moved at that particular moment? I suspect so. Fortunately, we got enough troops here to take another shot. I'll go for the back this time. There we go. Oh, there's another one over the back as well. Like I said just now, very hard to judge how many were in there. So we still got 3 more hostiles to deal with at the very minimum. Nope, that one can't quite see any other targets. The room looks clear otherwise. Let's see. Put some overwatch there in case we get any movement. In a very good position. I'm wondering whether to deal with the one on the right or the one straight up in the centre there. Let's try and take that one out first. Okay. So...
Gotcha.
Good shot. Just see if we can finish him off now. The sniper. Oh, look at that. Nearly killed him in that turn. What a shame. Right. There's someone else can take a shot and finish it off. Well, let's actually. This might be the better option, I think. The character's automatically targeting that one. Yeah, we can't see that one thanks to my sniper being in the way. So I'm going to go for this target. Good. Nice. We're nearly there. Right, it's pretty obvious to me that these hostiles are very much aware that this is a choke point for me here. So look how they're flanking that doorway. They know what they're doing, but fortunately for me, this one's not in a very good position health-wise. So we've finished that one off. Okay, let's see how far we can move in a bit. Now the hostile is on its own over there. Oh no, we've got another one coming from behind us. Where on earth did you come from? Okay, well, a stupid position for you to stand. Other than that, I think we are good to go. I'm going to try and run full speed to the exit point there. I'm pretty sure most of these characters are going to be able to make it out. Possibly I should check here to make sure I'm not going to leave anyone behind. I'm not sure this one here likely hasn't got quite enough action points to make it.
Running.
Okay, well, I might have to leave you there for one turn on your own. But you're big enough, I think, and strong enough to maintain one turn on your own. I want to get out of here now as quick as possible. We are nearly there. I'm not even going to bother shooting that one, I don't think. Let's get that manticore and flee. That was the objective, of course. I don't know how many others are going to turn up if I do hang around, so best just to get out of here, I think. That one can't move any further, so sorry, mate, you're stuck there on your own for a moment. Hopefully no one's going to go jabbing their claws in you. And as you can see, there are more hostiles turning up, which is what I was worried about. Yeah, you're going to get jabbed. Ouch. Oh, quite a bit. Wonder if this one's going to make it. Possibly okay if no one else gets too close. Depends if there's any other hostiles. Oh, I forgot about that one down there in the corner. Okay, not careful enough. Right, this one is bleeding. Typically, I'd use a first aid kit right about now, but as soon as we're at the extraction point, we're going to go. Is everybody on board? I'm afraid we can't afford to stay any longer. Things are getting really ugly down there. My name is Citizen Aileen, and it is my duty to see you return to safely. This was my home haven, but we need to go. Prepare for takeoff. That's it, a look at a mission in Phoenix Point with a bit of an overview there at the start. Again, like I said early on, do check out the links in the video description where you can find out just about everything you need to know. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.